His MVP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you bottom of the 8th inning. All tied up, 1-1. Cody Freeman puts a charge in one. Center fielder, though, is there. And the Rangers are down to their final out in the 8th. This has been what feels like a pretty quick game. I guess, it's, 2.5 hours in, and the Rangers have 3 hits. Feels impossible that the game should be anything under maybe 2 hours at this point. But here we are. The Rangers have 3 hits. They have 0 walks on the night. Offense basically non-existent. Here we are. Kansas City, did y'all see Kansas City is beating the Blue Jays 20-1 right now? How'd you like to have that kind of offense? 20-1. Wow. Seattle beating Houston 4-0. And then you have, Cleveland up on Minnesota 4-2. I believe the Red Sox won today, unfortunately. They won by, the score of, where's it at, man? Shoot, they were winning the last time I checked. Anyways, not a great day on the scoreboard. It's 11-3 right now. Red Sox up on Tampa Bay. It's a bummer, man. Hey, Dan, that's awesome, man. You got to meet Dak and Pickens at Dick's Sporting Goods Galleria. That's awesome, brother. Good stuff. Very, very cool. Right now, I'll be checking comments and I'll be checking questions, all that good stuff. While the game is going on, we will definitely hit up a lot more of that post-game. We'll give you our live reaction, play-by-play, little color commentary sprinkled in. Score right now, by the way, for anybody coming in brand new, it's 1-1. The Rangers are batting right now. They have 1 out left here in the 8th inning to work with. Mike Hellman up at the dish, and he is currently in a 2-2 count. Rangers, again, only 3 hits. Osuna had an opposite field hit. Jock Peterson had a hit. Josh Young kind of had a hit. Are we calling Josh Young's a hit? The way that we scored a run today actually was pretty funny. We had 3 or 4 ground balls back to the pitcher in a row. It was a run. We'll call it that. But my goodness, I really don't even think you can call Josh Young's a hit. Rangers, for having the season on the line, should we really be surprised? But season on the line, and this is the offensive output you're getting. I guess the glass half full mentality here, which I do like to champion here on the show, would be you're getting really good pitching. Tyler Mahle was incredible. I do think we've got to make sure that we highlight him. You're coming in, first start after being out for 3 months. Mahle hasn't pitched since June, and he comes in hot with 4 2/3 of shutout baseball, 6 Ks, only 1 walk, basically 5 base runners in 4 2/3. That's not bad at all. Definitely have to give Tyler Mahle his respect, show him some love tonight. He did well. Jacob Latz, Chris Martin came in and did well. Robert Garcia, turning into Bob Garcia, unfortunately. We've got 1 run on the board for the Marlins, thanks to Robert Garcia giving up a homer. And look, he had given up 2 other hits as well. Bochy pulled him mid at bat. I thought that showed you something, man. They are clearly trying to win. You don't pull Robert Garcia in the middle of an at bat if you are not in playoff win now mode. And so I do commend Bruce Bochy for yanking Robert Garcia in that moment. That was huge. I'm not sure the Rangers get out of that inning unscathed without pulling Robert Garcia mid at bat. Rangers fortunate to be tied right now, in my opinion. We'll see if they can put something together here late, but right now they're going to have to try and find a way to send this one to the bottom of the ninth unscathed, and looks like Sean Armstrong is going to be the guy to do it. Last night for Texas and the City Connects, I am going to miss the City Connects, man. Going to miss the Peagle. I know some of y'all are ready for something new. And look, I'll be excited to see whatever they come up with, whatever the concept is. I do think it's going to be a little hard to top. Like a bunch of y'all that don't like the Peagle, that are waiting for something new, the grass isn't always greener. The grass is not always greener. I am very, very curious what is going to be the new logo for City Connect. We keep going here. Blue Jays are getting crushed today, my friend. But, Victor, I am glad that you're hanging out. I think we read off the score 20-1. Is that what's going on? I know the Blue Jays are sitting pretty right now, but my goodness. 20-1. What's going on? Yeah, Mahle was good, 44. Good to see you, Mahle. Definitely was good coming off injury. Impressive. By the way, a little comebacker here. Armstrong's going to underhand flip it to Berger, and the Rangers have one retired here in the top of the ninth inning. John, good to see you, man. Yep, Mahle did a great job today. I think you just wish you would have had this guy back a month ago, right? I mean, I know you can't really mess with the injuries, can't control these things, but sure would have been nice to have Tyler Mahle back about a month ago in the middle of August. Here's Wagaman up to bat right now. He is 1 for 3 on the night. Fouls off a pitch pretty much right down the middle. Little high. Yeah, Swolger, it's real unfortunate. Just the fall off of the offense, right? I mean, coming into that game on Sunday against the Mets. Hey, Jamie, appreciate the gifts, by the way, man. I mean, everything seemed... I don't... You know what, Swolger? Actually, let me walk it back a little bit here. As Wagaman grounds out to Jake Berger. Berger, unassisted, steps on the base. Let me back it up a little bit here. I feel like we were talking over the Mets series, and I have to go back and look it up. Didn't it seem like even in the games we were winning in the Mets series that the offense really wasn't playing that well? Didn't we talk about that? I felt like we did. I'd have to go back and look at the results in that Mets series, but it really felt like even in the Mets series, which I'm going to look up right now, felt like we were getting some big hits, right? We were getting the big homers here and there, but by and large, it wasn't like the offense was going beast mode. It felt like even in that Mets series, it was starting to get a little bit sluggish. I could be totally wrong on that. I'm going to go back and look just to be sure. I don't want to talk out of my behind, but I mean, I really feel like even in the Mets series, it was starting to show some signs. I know Sunday was kind of the big moment, right? You bench Hellman, and then you benched him a second game in a row on Monday against the Astros. But you go to Friday night. We did score 8 on Friday night for DeGrom. That was huge. Can we maybe say after like the first inning of Friday night's game? So a week ago today, we put 6 up in the first inning. And we ended up scoring 2 more runs after the first inning in Friday night's game. Saturday, we scored 3 runs. Sunday, we scored, let's see, where are we at? Sunday, we ended up putting up 2 runs. So I got to say, Swolger, first inning last Friday. After that, it's pretty much been downhill. First inning, we scored 6 runs for DeGrom back in Queens. I got to say, since that first inning in support of Jacob DeGrom in New York City, feels like this offense has been pretty lifeless. Let's keep rolling here. Appreciate all the comments. Yeah, the offense, I think, John, like we were saying, probably even with Adolis coming back, has not looked awesome. But, you know, he was definitely a part of that when He got subbed back in, Saturday? By the way, Marlins retired here. Rangers are going to take it to the bottom of the ninth with an opportunity to walk it off here. Dan, I definitely am feeling this. However, I do feel like you just got to win, and you just have to hope that somebody in front of you stumbles a little bit. It's frustrating seeing, Boston win today. Cleveland looking like they're going to win today. Houston does lose, or looks like they are going to lose. They're down 4-0 in the ninth inning. We'll see how it plays out. I think at this point you're hoping for a Seattle sweep. And look, because you lost the Silver Boot, you're basically 6 games out. I mean, Houston would have to massively tank at this point. I mean, it could happen, but Houston would have to massively tank. I know, by the way, that they're only 5 games back of Houston, but because we don't have the tiebreaker, you basically have to beat Houston by 6 games. Or you have to beat the deficit, I should say, of 6 games rather than 5 because of the tiebreaker. It's going to be tough either way. I'm definitely not saying it's a piece of cake. I think it's going to be tough, but I do think you win 8 out of 9 games, something crazy like that. It's going to be interesting late. It just will be. Yep, they did. Antonio, there's no excuses. There's no tough luck here. I mean, some of the injuries, I think you can definitely point to the Seager injury, the Evo injury. I mean, those are some tough breaks, but nevertheless, the club, I feel like, even with the injuries, I don't think you can backtrack it completely. And Antonio, my guy, I'm not saying you're doing this by any means, just kind of segueing here. I still don't think you can make up the excuses for this team. They had an opportunity in Houston to do something really, really special and just came up short. So I'm not going to backtrack now and blame the injuries by any means. I don't want anybody getting it twisted. The Rangers totally choked and soiled the bed down in Houston the last 3 games. And that, to me, is totally unrelated to the injuries. I think the offense and the guys that have been here all year, the Josh Youngs, the Josh Smiths, the Wyatt Langfords, all those guys did not come through clutch in one of the biggest series of the year. And the pitching wasn't good either. Antonio, you and I have talked about that as well. Pitching was terrible. DeGrom was awful. And then you had Merrill Kelly, even worse. It just nobody really showed up in the Houston series. And that is why we are where we are right now. 1 game in Houston. Cripple King, good to see you, my guy. 1 game in Houston would have been huge. If we could have taken 1 game in Houston, like clearly winning the series would have been the ideal, but just winning 1 game and taking the Silver Boot would have meant everything, because then you're really a true, 4 games out of Houston right now. You win last night and you win tonight, you could potentially be 3 games back of Houston if you would have won on Wednesday. You didn't, though. Duran, by the way, he's going to ground one. Looks like fair, and they're going to call him safe. I thought that was going to be foul. Third base umpire calls Duran and that little squibber fair down the line. Or are they going to call this a foul ball? A little overruling? What are we doing here? That is tough, man, but that looked like it was fair. That looked like it landed on the chalk. Home plate umpire overrules. Very interesting here. Very interesting. Looked like it hit white chalk. It really did. Yeah, Swolger, I read the same thing. Appreciate you bringing that up. It was just honestly the worst time for the starting pitching to take a dump. Really was. But it did. That's exactly what happened. Biggest series of the year. Starting pitching took a complete dump. And Zedge, I miss Seager too, brother. Hey, Daniel, 9-0 might get the job done. It might not even at 9-0. Seriously. Marlins should just put the nail in the coffin. Yeah. Look, I'm not going to ever root for losing. At this point, I hope the Rangers walk it off and give us at least something to cheer for. But it's not looking great. You know, we've got the Red Sox winning, Cleveland winning. Seattle, obviously, they're too far out in front, really, for me to be too worried about them. JR, good to see you, man. Look, I mean, the best bet is probably Houston or Boston right now. And you just got to hope, I guess, at this point that Seattle sweeps the rest of the series. JR, again, sorry, brother. Look, nothing but love, but it is what it is, man. That's pretty much what Rangers have to be cheering for right now at this point. By the way, Dylan Moore going to replace Osuna. Duran grounds out, and the Rangers are down to 2 outs remaining before we take this thing to extras. Called strike one, a curveball right at the knees. Beautiful pitch, although did catch a lot of plate. Dylan Moore hitting for the first time tonight, 203 on the season. Brian Wu exited with an injury? Wow. Wow. That's not good. Because that's kind of the guy, right? Brian Wu, and I've shown a lot of love to Seattle and the players that they have. I really do think they've got a good roster, and they've got some really good pitching. Brian Wu especially. I mean, Brian Wu feels like the best guy they've got. I know Gilbert's good. I know Kirby's good. I know, obviously, Castillo's good. I know that they've got a number of different guys that they can throw at you. But Brian Wu this year felt like the best. To not have him would be a big loss. A big loss. Dylan Moore, by the way, 2-1 right now. That's going to go to 3-1. So favorable count here. Gibson on for the Marlins. Gibson on the year, 2.92 ERA. So pretty respectable. See if Dylan Moore can get on here. Let's go, baby. Start something out for us. Come on now. Pitch right down the middle, man. I don't know. You guys don't even need to know what I'm going to say. You should already know. Pitch right down the middle, and we just meekly pop it up. It's been one of the biggest issues all year. I'm not going to go off on it because I've gone off on it so many times. I mean, this is a team that just refuses to hit pitches right down the middle well. Refuses to hit mistake pitches in fair territory. I've never seen a team that hits more pitches right down the middle foul than the Texas Rangers in 2025. I've never seen anything like this. A team that has so little ability to punish mistake pitches. It's a big reason why they are where they are. You'll get a pitch right down the pipe, fastball, beautifully grooved, foul. Curveball, hung, foul. It happens so many times per game. Not even in a week, per game. Upsetting, man. Putting it lightly. By the way, Berger up against his former team here. That'd be fun. Let's go, Berg. He's got a 2-0 count. Send one deep, baby. That's a tough pitch. You're not going to do much with that. Beautiful paint there by Gibson. Literally right on the black at the knees. And we're going to see a 2-1 count here. Berger's still in a favorable spot. 0 for 3 on the evening is Jake Berger. Has put the ball in play every time. That is encouraging. Rangers have 6 strikeouts on the night. No one has struck out multiple times. A lot of zeros. I don't even want to go through the box score. I'll just say this. Osuna, Peterson, and Young. And again, I don't really feel like you can count Josh Young's, but it'll show up as a hit in the box score. Right now, you've got 3 guys with hits. 2-1 pitch incoming here. Yeah, Soldier, I'm a little bit worried about Langford. I hope all is okay. You know what I first thought, and I definitely am glad that I didn't tweet about it or anything like that. My first thought is like, really? My first thought, this is not how I feel right now, but my first thought is like, can we man up here? Like, we've got 9 games left. Can we play through a little side tightness, please? And you know what? I definitely don't want to see Wyatt re-injure himself. The chances are very, very low that the Rangers make it to October. It could happen. But I just did not love seeing Wyatt Langford out of this lineup. And maybe it's precautionary. And those side injuries can be pesky if you do not let them heal. That being said, if he's in the lineup tomorrow, was a day really necessary? Like, I'm sorry. It's not even 24 hours. You know, by the way, Berger's going to pop up here. And my favorite rule in baseball is going to get played out here in extra innings. Y'all already know. Look, if Wyatt Langford's playing tomorrow, though, can we just have a real conversation? Like, Swolger, this is actually probably what is the case. Like it's probably that he's going to be out for the season. And if the Rangers lose this game, I tend to think that even more. If they win this game, I think it gets interesting. But here's kind of what I want to throw out to you guys is like, is it 12 hours really going to make a difference? Like, because look, I know it's a little more than that. Let's call it, 20 hours or whatever, 19 hours until game time tomorrow. Is 19 hours really going to make a difference? So if Wyatt Langford is in the lineup tomorrow, bro, you could have played tonight. I'm sorry. One day, 19 hours is not making that big of a difference. I'm sorry. I can tell you that straight up. Now, a week, sure. In this case, he sits for the last, 10 days of the season? Yeah. But if Wyatt Langford is out there tomorrow, come on now. 19 hours is not making a big difference. And look, Dan, maybe you're right. Maybe, hey, the side is hurting a little bit, but he's struggling. And so this is kind of a convenient excuse. I still say, arguably your best hitter right now is Wyatt Langford. And when you are on the brink of elimination, you just don't want a guy like that sitting. Yeah. John, honestly, this is one of the biggest problems offensively with the team. Comment, by the way, for all y'all on TikTok, the comments from John was, dude, Berger watches a pitch in the center of the plate, then pops up a pitch high out of the zone. Honestly, like, this is the season offensively for Texas in a nutshell. Watch really good pitches, go right down the middle, swing at absolute junk, and either strike out or pop up. You've seen that play a million times from Texas this year. And to add on to my point, which was, you see the Rangers foul off pretty much every mistake pitch that they get. It is incredibly rare that the Rangers are hammering mistake pitches, hung curveballs, hung sliders out over the middle of the plate, fastballs right down the middle. It's very rare that the Rangers punish mistake pitches. By the way, right now, we've got Duran at short. Cody Freeman is in the game now. Dylan Moore remains in the game as well. And you have got a nice first play here. Josh Young looks the runner back to second, and he throws over to first for the first out. So not a productive out for the Marlins. Well positioned was Josh Young, gets the runner back to second base. Nobody was home, so they weren't able to double off that runner. Had somebody been covering second base, that could have potentially been an out with how far the Marlins second base runner, the ghost runner, was off. That could have been interesting. Right now, Dylan Moore at second. Moore was just way too far off the bag. That could have potentially been really good for Texas there. Marlins are 8-4 in extra innings. Rangers are 9-6, by the way, is what they're showing on the broadcast right now. Beautiful first pitch strike right on the black for Hobie Milner. Milner, 4 pitches in, facing Lopez right now, who's 0 for 4. Carnage, I think you are right on with this. I think he has definitely been a bit of an eyesore in this lineup, and I'm trying to put it lightly, put it nicely, but brother, you got it. Like, it's definitely something you can point back to. The benching of Mike Hellman Sunday and Monday, just not good. And speaking of not good, the Marlins are going to put one in the gap here, and they're going to get that ghost runner all the way home. Lopez cruises into second, and the Marlins are in business here. 1 out, runner on second base. Hobie Milner, man, he is having a tough month of September. Tough month of September for Hobie. Dude was just absolute nails for so long. And look, I'm not saying he is dog water terrible, but dude has just been unreliable down the stretch here over his last 7 games. And I don't think this includes the run that he just gave up, although it'll be unearned, so it won't matter. Last 7 games, 11.81 ERA for Hobie Milner. They're going to intentionally walk Weimer here and bring up the 5 spot. So we are going to see Hernandez, I believe, in the game. Hernandez 0 for 2. Oh, actually, it's Edwards. Sorry, they pinch hit for him. Edwards is 1 for 1. He had the hit off Phil Maton a little bit earlier. Again, 1 out. Ghost runner scored. Runner at second base is Lopez. Let's see if we can keep this to 2-1 right now. Little double play would be phenomenal. Here's a pitch. Ground ball, foul, just foul. Good start for Hobie. Harry, look, I'm feeling the way you guys are right now too. I'm definitely hopeful that something works out here in the bottom of the 10th inning, but it's not looking great right now. I think we can all acknowledge that. With the season on the line, this is unfortunately the effort that a lot of us probably expected. I had hoped, and by the way, possibly another run going to score here. Marlins are going to wave home the runner. And safe is the call, and we have a 3-1 ball game. Things unraveling here for the Rangers. Hobie Milner just does not have it tonight. Adolis Garcia throw was a little high. Perhaps if Dolly makes a little bit of a better throw, it's a closer play. I think he thinks based on the reaction, he probably could have got that runner out. I definitely think that with a better throw, you're looking at potentially an out. It would have been a really close play. Dolly really would have had to put that one right on the money. And at this point, Rangers are in quite the predicament. Hobie Milner exits the game. Bochy makes a call to the bullpen, trying to keep this one right where it needs to be. 3-1, baby. And you've got runners on second and third threatening for more. Cole Winn coming into the game. Yeah, look, if you lose this game, and I don't like saying this out loud, but you lose this game and you can pretty much put a wrap on the season. And you guys haven't heard me say that. You guys have not heard me talk that way a lot, but you lose this game with Boston winning today, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Absolutely. You're not going to come back with 8 games remaining. You're not going to come back from a 5-game deficit. It's going to take something crazy. And look, Dan, I understand there's been a lot of people that have proclaimed the season dead for a while, and you guys know what I'm going to say. I've always been a proponent of fighting till the end. And look, I'll still be covering the team, and I'll still be looking at different guys, different performances, still bringing you guys the best Rangers coverage you can ask for. We're clearly going to be doing some pivoting. We've already kind of started with football this weekend. We'll be live for Cowboys. We will be live for the Longhorns as well. But we are going to finish this one out till the bitter end. We'll be here after every game. We'll be shifting the conversation a little bit. If the Rangers cannot get this done, we will definitely be shifting the conversation. I've got a lot of off-season content planned. By the way, good time to plug. Wednesdays are going to be the day in the offseason after game 162 is played. If the Rangers are playing October baseball, obviously we'll enjoy that. But if they're not, Wednesday will be the day we go live every Wednesday in the offseason, starting the Wednesday immediately after game 162. Game 162 on Sunday. That next Wednesday, we will be going live. We'll talk about some of the playoff matchups. That'll be fun too. And we will talk about Rangers offseason moves. Cole Winn on. And foul ball on the first pitch. Myers up to bat right now. He is 0 for 2 on the night. Yeah, look, Swolger, fair point. I mean, look, the Rangers went 16-4 down the stretch, and they just could not gain any ground on the Mariners. Credit to Seattle. Credit to Seattle. But at this point, the Rangers, if they lose this game, I mean, look, could it happen? Sure. Is it going to? I would say probably 99% no, it's not going to. Dan, you're on to something. You know, the body language of the players, I try not to read into it too much. But I will say, and I know that some of you guys heard this too, but occasionally on the off days, especially, I like to listen to the DLLS guys. And Jeff Wilson, by the way, Radigan. I enjoy getting to catch up with those guys every once in a while, especially when there's a little bit of time off. But what Jeff revealed about, Marcus Semien inviting guys to come hang out, inviting the team, trying to get them together for stuff, and only 2 or 3 guys showing up when Marcus Semien, your captain, I mean, look, I know that they don't do or throw out the official titles all the time, but basically your captain, Marcus Semien, inviting people to get together on the team and only 2 or 3 people are showing up. And that's from Marcus Semien himself. That's how Jeff got the information. To me, that's terrible. That is terrible, man. You've got a leader on the team trying to get people together and everybody's too busy or doesn't want to get together. And they made a point, which, family is first and family is everything. But I know a lot of these guys are bringing their wives on the trip now. And so, naturally, you're spending time with your wife after the game or your wife and the kids. I get it. But at the same time, you've got to make time. You got to make time to bond with your teammates and build that chemistry. It is a team sport. This isn't tennis. This isn't one-on-one, man. It's one-on-one in some facets, but in other ways, this is very much a team sport. In a lot of other ways, actually. And to hear that Marcus Semien's trying to get guys together and people are just straight up not showing up, it really makes me want to get rid of everybody. In my haste, it makes me want to get rid of everybody except Marcus Semien and the 2 or 3 guys that would actually show up. I'm sorry. To hear that was really frustrating for me. And obviously, Kevin Pillar, what he said, Soldier, what he said, I don't really think was inaccurate. He got a tough time. And I know the Rangers had some fun with it because I think right after Pillar went on the podcast, Seager, Semien, and Garcia all hit home runs in the same game. And they were like, playing baseball is fun. Remember that social media post Texas did? We're having fun out here. Because Pillar was basically saying that they weren't having fun. Unfortunately, it does seem like Pillar was right. I wanted him to be wrong. I really did. But to me, that was kind of on an off day, just not what I needed to hear. I was hoping, and it's not the DLLS guy's fault. It's not Radigan and Wilson's fault. They're just reporting, trying to make an interesting show, which obviously I'm all for. But it's on the off day, we got to get the news cycle going that Marcus Semien is inviting guys to hang out and only a couple people are showing up. And this is on the road, right? I think the specific context was on the road, you're trying to get the boys together, watch some games, have some good food, just chill out, some camaraderie, and you got guys turning their nose up at it. I don't know. It's just unfortunate to hear. I know these guys got wives and families, and when you're on the road and, they're coming along with, it probably is hard to get away. But for me, you got to make time for it. And that's a part of the job. It's a part of the job. And clearly these guys are not making the time for it, prioritizing other things. And look, I'm a big family guy. You guys know this 1,000%. I'm a huge family guy. Family is first. However, look, I have things for my work events, things that I show up for because I know this is good for me to make an appearance, to be here, to bond with the people that I work with. Am I going to every single thing at every turn? No, but I'm at least making time for the important things and important moments to build culture, to build camaraderie with the people I work with. You got to do it, especially in a team sport like this. You really hope next year they are able to bring in people that are a little bit more bought in, willing to be a part of a team, a family, a band of brothers. That's what I want to see. We keep on rolling. By the way, we've got Peterson up the bat right now, 0-1. He is going to wave at a pitch right down the middle. Shaka. Shaka, baby. Right down the pipe, and Jock swings through it. I'm telling y'all, you can't make this up. It's this. I'm not lying to you when I tell you This is the worst team I've ever seen trying to hit a pitch right down the pipe. It really is. This is the worst team I've ever seen trying to hit a mistake pitch or a pitch right down the middle. I'm sure we've had a worse one. I'm sure it's just hyperbole, prisoner of the moment, but I have no clue why this team is so bad at hitting a fastball right down the freaking pipe. Makes no sense. As Jock Peterson meekly flies out, I think he's going to get the runner over on this one, most likely. Actually, no, we don't get a tag. Interesting, man. Interesting. I thought we would get a tag on that with Berger. And I know you're not trying to make the second out there, but I thought we were going to get a tag for sure. That's kind of a weird play. Are they saying anything about it on the broadcast? Are they saying anything about Berger right now? Like, it is Berger, but he's not slow. What are they saying about it on the broadcast? Are they giving him a hard time? They were showing Berger for a second, so I assume they were commenting on it. For me, it's Berger. He runs pretty well. I probably would have sent him there. I think that's a pretty easy send, but you know what? Maybe playing a little scared. They're saying how great Bochy's doing. Nice. Yeah, Berger probably should have tagged up on that. Like, in all honesty, he should have tagged. Like, if you get thrown out and it's a perfect throw, so be it. But at least get over to third base, man. Like, the chances of the Rangers coming back here are pretty slim unless Dolly saves it with one swing of the bat, which is possible. He's done it before. But for me, I'm tagging there. Berger's fast enough. He would have made it. Would have been a close play, but I think he would have made it. Adolis and Jonah will not be back next year. I do agree with that 100%. Gil, there's no way Adolis is coming back next year. There's no way Jonah Heim comes back next year. For me, I would be shocked if those guys make an appearance in 2026. Adolis, 1-2 count here, and pitch number 4 is incoming. Here's the delivery. And Dolly's going to ground one to third base. An easy flip over to first, and the Rangers are down to their final out. Jonah Heim, perfect guy to have up. Jonah Heim. Oh, actually, we're going to pinch hit Rowdy Tellez. All right, there we go. Little better. We're going to pinch hit Rowdy Tellez here. See if Rowdy can give one a ride. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I got to be honest with y'all, and I've been this way. It's hard watching the team you love so much do this, and I'm trying my best to get through it, but I'm hurting right now, just like I think you guys are. I'm hurting right now. It hurts watching the team you love that just went 16-4, just an incredible stretch of baseball. It just hurts right now. We'll get past it. You know what? The sun will come up tomorrow. There's a new season ahead in 26, but it just hurts right now. Jake Berger still on second base, by the way. Rowdy Tellez, 2-0 count. So got a positive favor. Let's see if he can do something with it. He just hit a home run. Are you kidding me? He just hit a home run. Wow. Wow. Hey, was that the best reverse jinx you've ever seen or what? Is that the best reverse jinx you've ever seen? That home run makes little to no sense, but you know what? Here we go. Makes little to no sense, but shoot. That is too much. Rowdy Tellez hits a game-tying 2-run bomb. I don't even want to get my hopes up. Like, y'all have seen me go nuts for homers before. I don't even want to get my hopes up. Like, don't do this to me. Don't hit a 2-run bomb with 2 outs left and then crap the bed on me late. Please. Don't do it. Josh Young up to bat right now. All right. I guess Higgy's coming in unless we feel like walking it off right now, Josh Young. Do we feel like walking it off? Good for Rowdy, man. Rowdy's had some clutch hits. He really has had some clutch hits. He definitely has come through late in some big spots. He had one in the Mets series. He's had one now in this Marlins series. Rowdy has come through with some big late clutch hits. Good for him. We talked about it in the Mets series. Him continuing to stay on the roster when some of these guys come back from injury. You know, you're talking Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, still probably going to come back. You wonder what is going to happen with the roster shakeup. You feel like Rowdy's probably going to maintain his position doing stuff like this. 3-3. Rangers have new life. Josh Young takes a pitch right down the middle. What's new? But it was a 2-0 count. Oh, wait. What else are you expecting on 2-0? I just want to know. Like, that is what I want to ask these guys. What else are you looking for on 2-0? But a fastball right down the middle. I have no freaking clue. You know what? Scratch that. I do. You're guessing. You're outthinking it. You're guessing he's going to throw you an off-speed pitch. I don't know why these guys continue to expect and guess breaking ball. Sit fastball. Adjust to the breaking ball. I have no clue why these guys go up there trying to guess breaking ball. Stop. I have never been around any coach that has told me, and look, I've been around some really good coaches. I have never been around one coach that has ever told me to go up hunting the breaking ball. Go up expecting breaking ball and adjust to the fastball. Nobody tells you to do that. I don't know if he's got a swing doctor that's telling him, bro, sit breaking ball, then adjust to the fastball. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And look, there's no other explanation why he doesn't swing at a pitch right down the middle on 2-0. Even little leaguers know what to expect on 2-0. That's what I mean. This is what I mean. And look, I hope he hits a home run, and this is the best reverse jinx you've ever heard. I hope he bombs one out right now and the Rangers win this game. The approach is terrible. Terrible. Good battle. He's fouling some off. But you know what? If you would have just hit pitch 3, which was right down the pipe, you probably wouldn't be in the at-bat right now. All right, y'all. We got a game. We've got a game. He can't hit the fastball. That is probably the issue, isn't it? And that's even sadder. You're a Major League Baseball player, and you can't consistently hit the fastball. JN, honestly, you're right. You're right. Thank you, Matt. It's easier to adjust from. Every good coach, look, every good coach, and look, I know none of my former coaches watch the show. Maybe they do. Maybe one day they will. I've been around a lot of great coaches. Nobody has ever coached me. I've never heard any baseball coach players to adjust to the fastball. Expect the fastball. When you're playing high school ball in Texas, when you're playing college ball, you've got guys pumping mid-90s, low 90s. You're not up there hoping to hit a breaking ball. You're up there hoping to hit a fastball and keeping your weight back, adjusting to the breaking ball. It makes no sense to me. And look, Josh Young put a decent charge into that, but he might be up there. He really, JN and Matt, he might honestly be up there thinking to himself, man, I can't hit the fastball really well. I need to hit a breaking ball. And I'm hoping I get that breaking ball on 2-0, and I'm going to mash it, give it a ride. I don't get it. You got to sit fastball, and then you adjust from there. I've said that so many times. I know I'm a broken record, but it just boggles my mind. It honestly does. Go Mariners. Hey, y'all beat the Stros tonight. Mariners are just on an unstoppable heater right now. Unstoppable heater for Seattle. Look, Rangers go 16-4. Swolger, if you're still hanging out, you said it the best, brother. You go 16-4, the Texas Rangers, they did, and you barely gained, it felt like, any ground because of how well the Mariners played. Mariners are just on one right now. Gary, thank you. Yeah. And I know there's no username, but user 766, Boone has to go. I don't even know if it's a Boone thing, honestly. I cannot imagine Brett Boone is telling these guys to hunt breaking ball. I don't think that is the case. I think Boone is probably saying hunt the fastball, and it just wouldn't shock me if these guys are just going rogue. No good coach is telling you to hunt breaking balls. Every good coach that I've ever had, that I've ever listened to, I've listened to a lot of really good coaches, pro coaches, give seminars and, conferences on this kind of stuff. Nobody's telling you hunt breaking ball. And the ones that are, I don't listen to. You got to go up there hunting the fastball. But the Rangers aren't good fastball hitters. By and large, this Rangers team is not good at hitting the fastball. And that's well documented. I'm not just up here being a hater, spouting off whatever. It's well documented. This team is not good at consistently hitting fastballs. It's a big reason why they struggle to put runs on the board. Look, Wynn stays in. Higgy has been hurt. You wonder if Cody Freeman's going to need to break out the gear here in a second. Harry, I do wonder, the buy-in in multiple areas has just been weird. Like, it feels like these players have a really tough time buying in. Swinging a drive to the outfield here, and looks like Hellman is under it. And the Marlins fake the tag. They feign a tag, and they retreat. So we have got runner on second, still one out. Once again, to begin the inning, Wynn gets the non-productive out. It is unbelievable we only have 4 hits. I am with you on that. Do I think Bochy returns? Yes. From everything I've heard, the San Francisco stuff is way overblown. I think it's stuff that people are putting in the cycle to get some clicks. I think the San Francisco Bochy stuff is overblown. I think he comes back next year. I don't think he wants to go out on this note. Rangers might still make the playoffs. It's a very slim chance. If they don't, I don't think Boch wants to go out on this note. I think he's going to be back next year. And I know that's going to piss off some Rangers fans, but I think that he is going to be back. I do not think he is going to ride off into retirement sunset with this next to his name. Tail between the legs, going back to Tennessee. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to be back. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And this one's going to be gloved. Duran at short. Flips it over to Berg. And we've got 2 outs. Runner does advance to third. So we are going to have Ramirez up here with 2 out. Rangers have an opportunity. Rangers going to have an opportunity here to get out of this one unscathed. Head to the bottom of the 11th inning with a chance to win it. I know a lot of people would like to see a new culture, and Boch, I think it's hard to argue that he is the problem with the culture building. It's tough. I don't think Bochy is able to control everything. Now, could Bochy mandate more things? We're all hitting BP today together. Yes, Corey Seager. That means you. By the way, Rangers are going to get out of this one. Michael Hellman secures the catch, and we're going to the bottom of the 11th. Could Bochy absolutely mandate, hey, everybody's got to be down on the field for BP? Yes, he could. And I think that there have been times where they've done that. I don't think Bochy loves to do stuff like that. Boch, I think, is definitely still going to be the better option than probably 9 out of 10 guys that you could replace him with. I know that some people can't conceptualize that, and I'm not saying that's any of you. You're just not going to find the grass is always greener when you move on from a guy like Bruce Bochy. And that's what I've said to so many of y'all. I've been talking to some of my friends about this. My dad and I were just talking about this. You're just not going to get a whole lot better than Bruce Bochy. I tend to probably always blame the players more than I blame the coaches. I do think in a sport like baseball, the coaches absolutely are valuable. Don't get me wrong. But I do think baseball being a little bit more individualized versus a sport like football or basketball, I think that you got to blame the players first and foremost. These are professionals, and a lot of them are not living up to what the Rangers expected them to do this year. And Bochy can't control whether or not people go and hang out with Marcus Semien when he tries to get a team event together. Bochy can't control that. He could sit around and he could, I guess, micromanage that, but what's that going to build? I mean, it's hard to force culture. You can do little things. You can definitely implement certain things, but forcing guys who really don't want to be a part of it to go to things, at some point, when do you say, we got to get new people that buy in? And that's why I do think the Rangers are going to make a big reset at a couple of different positions. Gary, I do agree the stubbornness is an issue. I will still say this. So we all know Boch, loyal to the vets, stubborn at times. The Mike Hellman benching totally befuddled me. Why are you benching your hottest hitter 2 games in a row right after you just went 16-4? Makes no sense. Bochy is not a saint when it comes to managerial decisions. And the ones that have been watching the show for a long time have seen me criticize Boch quite a bit for different moves. Game to game, we always talk about it. But for me, I still can go wide lens. You're not going to get a whole lot better than Bruce Bochy. And in fact, there's a huge risk that you're going to get worse than Bruce Bochy. I mean, I like Skip Schumacher a lot. I think that would be the obvious choice if you're going to move on from Boch. But you're probably going to, in terms of your odds, more likely to downgrade than upgrade. Cody Freeman's going to get the runner over here. Wow, no. Josh Young is out. I didn't think there was any way that we were going to see an out call there, but I forgot just how slow Josh Young is. I forgot how incredibly slow Josh Young is, but maybe he's going to make it in on a good slide. Are they okay? They're looking at it. It looked like for a second they weren't going to give Bruce Bochy the review. Looked like for a second they were about to not give him the review. Yeah, he's out. He's out. No, I don't think there's a question. I think he got him on the chest or on the stomach there. I don't see them overturning this. I think he's out. Is it a win or the season over? Yes. I think if you lose this game, the season is over. JN, don't even get me started. The feet first slides kill me. But I think it's safer to slide feet first versus head first. In fact, I know it is. It is safer. So that's why a lot of teams are coaching players to slide feet first. But personally, I hate the feet first slide. I really do. A head first hook slide would have been beautiful here, right? I mean, imagine that. A head first little hook slide to the left of the bag, coming in with your right hand. That would have been beautiful here. But at this point, doesn't matter anymore. Hellman up to bat, runner on first base. There is one out here. Cody Freeman, do you get him moving? I think you might see Cody Freeman potentially on the move. I would think about it. Definitely would think about it here. Hellman is going to fly out here. Jeez. Wow. This team's frustrating, man. It's just a frustrating team. It really is. Like, all of us, I feel like, aged about 10 years watching this team. Seriously. I'm not sure why he didn't bunt there. Boch, to me, classic overthink, but I feel like it's got to have something to do with the people up behind, right? So you had Cody Freeman, Mike Hellman. I don't know. Maybe you don't trust Mike Hellman. I'd love to hear the reasoning. That's one of those we're going to have to hear from Boch after. But Cody Freeman, you got to think he is probably decent at bunting the baseball. I mean, look, I know he hits pretty high up in the order in Round Rock, but seemed like a pretty obvious bunt situation. I'm with you. Zeke's going to give one a ride here, but foul, and he is 0-2 pretty quickly. That would have scored Young if Freeman had bunted. Probably, JN. You're right on that. I'm sure Boch will get asked about it if the Rangers don't get this one done. Soriano, pitch number 8 incoming here, fresh into the game. Soriano on the season, by the way, an 8.91 ERA. I don't think he's got a ton of appearances, but definitely a guy that you'd think the Rangers would have a favorable chance at hitting. Throw down to first base to check on Cody Freeman. He's safe. 1-2 count. Duran on the night, 0 for 1. Do I really think we still have a chance? I'll say this. I think that the Rangers, if they win tonight, do still have a very, very small chance. If you lose tonight, I am pretty much throwing in the towel on 2025. Boston's already won. Had Boston not won tonight, I think you might say, hey, 4 games out, 8 games left. It could still happen. But I think at this point, if you lose tonight, I think you're pretty much done. Stick a fork in it. Just like this inning, as Zeke Duran whiffs at a pretty bad pitch, nearly in the dirt, and we're going to 12. Patrick Corbin is on to pitch the 12th inning, man. What a deal. Playoff baseball, man. That's basically what this is. Doesn't look like playoff baseball, but that's how the Rangers have to coach it at this point. We are going to, just based on time, we're at 57 minutes right now on the show. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. We're going to be going with you till the end of this one, but full disclosure, with how this game is trending, we will not have a very big post-game show. So I'm going to start going through some of the numbers right now for you. There's not a whole lot to go through, honestly. Again, we've got Osuna, we've got Peterson, we've got Rowdy Tellez, and Josh Young with the only hits of the ball game. And Rowdy Tellez, probably the biggest one, right? The 2-run bomb down to his last strike, down to the last out, is able to get it done. Sends one deep into right center field, seats to give the Rangers that 3-3 tie that we're now in. What a moment for Rowdy. He's had some big knocks over the past couple of weeks. One against the Mets, now one against the Marlins. Could be a season saver. I think it is a long way to go before we really start getting hyped up about the Rangers maybe sneaking into October. But it's a start. It's a start. A lot of offers today. Freeman, Hellman, both 0 for 8 collectively. Jonah Heim was 0 for 3. Adolis is 0 for 4. Berger 0 for 4. Josh Smith 0 for 3. He was eventually pinch hit for Ezekiel Duran, came in for his spot. A lot of bad tonight, y'all. A lot of bad. Rangers are 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. 3 left on base in this one. For starting pitching, we already talked about Tyler Mahle. He was outstanding today. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 6 Ks. Tyler Mahle did phenomenally, and he's been pitching well. Tyler Mahle, last 2 or 3 starts down in Round Rock, down in the minors, just had done a really bang-up job, and he comes up to the bigs and continues it. He looked very, very good tonight. Lowered the ERA to 2.20 on the year. You almost forgot how good Mahle was going. I mean, you remember that when we were pitching him in April and May, he was like leading the league in ERA. We kind of forget with how Evo just kind of took that mantle right from Mahle when Mahle got hurt. Mahle, 2.20 ERA, man. Latz, Martin came in, did well. Robert Garcia, or Bob Garcia, as we're now going to refer to him as, after giving up the bomb today to tie things up. 3 hits, man. He just did not look good. And, you know, Gary, if you're still hanging out, we talk about Bochy being stubborn. I loved seeing Bochy pull Robert Garcia with 1 ball. He threw ball 1, and Bochy had seen enough. I loved watching that, man. Because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, bro, he's going to walk this guy. Something bad is going to happen here. Get this guy out of the game. And sure enough, and it worked out great. Right? Maton came in, cleaned up the mess. It was perfect. Maton went an inning in 2/3, 1 hit, no Ks, but 1 base runner in almost 2 innings. It's perfect. That'll work. Armstrong, 1 solid inning of relief. Hobie Milner just does not have it, y'all. He is really struggling right now. ERA is well over 11 for his last 7 games. Hobie Milner's so reliable early on, and he has really faded late, unfortunately. Cole Wynn's going to be another big guy that you point to if the Rangers can win this ball game, even if they don't, but even more so if they win. He's giving you an inning in 2/3, 2 Ks. Now you just got to hope our boy Patrick Carvin comes through. And right now it's a 3-2 count. Runner on second, of course, the ghost runner. Marcy up to bat right now. He is 1 for 5. Should have pitched Wynn before letting Milner sell. Yup. And this one's going to be a double. Patrick Corbin is not carving tonight, man. Marlins up 4-3, and they've got a runner standing on second base. Pain. Pain. This is painful. Straight up painful. Texas for life. I can never root for them to lose, but it's not looking pretty. You're right. Even if we do make it to October, I cannot say that I feel great about their chances. You never know. I mean, once you get into October, anything can happen, but nevertheless, no, I can't say right now, even if the Rangers were to somehow miraculously sneak in, I'm feeling super confident about the chances. I mean, look, maybe if we get everybody back, you know, Seager, Simeon, and everyone's actually hitting, I could see that being potential. Nice pop out here. Nice pop out here. So that's helpful. I mean, look, you should be able to score your ghost runner. The Rangers just happen to be one of the worst productive out teams in baseball. Seriously, you look at their productive out percentage on Baseball Ref. It's bottom 5 in the league. This is not a team that knows how to get productive outs. And look, speaking of productivity, Jacob Webb, not really the guy that you want coming in next, but he is warming up at this point. Patrick Corbin bounces one, and the Mariners are going to get down to third base. Wow, wow, wow. Look, Patrick Corbin bounced it, but we do need to say out loud, Kyle Higashioka, this is not his forte. Kyle is a good framer. He is not a good blocker of the baseball. So I definitely blame Corbs for bouncing it, but that ball has got to be put right in front of you. That ball cannot skip away. Fair ball down the line. Corbin has given up back-to-back, not quite back-to-back, but 2 doubles this inning. The Marlins are up 5-3. That's crazy. Young was playing on the line. He was playing on the line. Young is like thinking it's going to be foul. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd have to look at it right down the line again. It's a hard hit baseball. I'm not saying it's Josh Young's fault, but Patrick Corbin, 5-3 now. Marlins are ahead. Only 1 out. Runner on second. Zach, against the Marlins, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I know the Marlins aren't the worst team in baseball, but this is embarrassing, man. Matt, I think I corrected myself, brother. You got to give me a little bit of a break. I think for going live, I mean, look, I definitely make my mistakes, but it ain't like crazy, man. It's pretty few and far between. 13 hits to our 14. I know. Y'all, like I said, before the Rowdy Tellez homer, I'm getting back into that mode right now, honestly. It's just hard watching this team do this to us, get our hopes up. I literally said it right after the Tellez homer. Don't get my hopes up, please. Do not get my hopes up. And here they are. Corbin, man. I mean, look, your options are so limited. I mean, you got Coulomb and you got Webb, and that's about it. The options are so limited. You've already fired a bunch of your bullets. You could have thrown Coulomb, but maybe that is the move. But maybe Coulomb is not completely good from the injury. Otherwise, it feels like that probably would have been the natural move. Ground ball. Going to keep the runner at second base here. But, oh, wow. Looked like a high throw from Duran was going to keep the runner. I think the Marlins are going to challenge this one. Oh, actually, they're going to let this one ride. I thought for sure he was off the bag. What a stretch by Berger if that's the case. So Berger gets off the bag, and he just comes down in time. Wow. Good job by Berg. Great job. Swolger, they are one of the worst productive out teams in baseball. Let's see if I can pull this up here. See if I can pull up productive out percentage here. I was looking at it the other day. We'll see what we can find. Productive out percentage. Here we go. The Rangers are bottom 5 in the league. Tigers, Orioles, Angels, and crazy enough, the Mariners are bottom 5 in productive out percentage. And a comedy of errors here as the Marlins score another run on a ball that's misplayed by Ezekiel Duran at short. I think you can pretty much put this one to bed, folks. That's a play that's got to be made by Ezekiel Duran, and it wasn't. It's a tough play, but it's a play he has to make. And he's got a good enough arm. He probably could have gotten that one over. Man, how much do you miss Corey Seager? How much do you miss Corey Seager playing shortstop? We gave him, I feel like in the offseason, such a hard time. Everybody wanted to move Corey to first base. I miss that guy so much. He plays such a good shortstop. And look, the Rangers, I know not wanting it isn't great analysis, but nobody wants to step up, right? Nobody wants to step up, be a hero. You got the offense, 4 hits. You got the defense kicking around the ball. Nobody wants to be a hero tonight. It's ugly. John, I'm with you. It's just ugly. And Swolger, 100%. That was horrific. I mean, that truly was a horrific play by Zeke. And look, Zeke has had a good second half. Let's not take that away from him. But, I mean, that's game on the line right there. You at least kind of have a shot at 2 runs. Now you're 3 runs behind. Maybe we got a little pickoff here. Looks like we got the hand. Looks like that is going to be the 3rd out of the inning. Patrick Corbin gets a pickoff. We're going to have more Berger and Peterson coming up next. If anybody can get on after Peterson, it'll be Adolis Garcia. we are going to get a review here, it looks like. Not sure if this is one of those, hey, got to use it or lose it reviews or not, but I don't know if this one's going to get overturned. That's not a great angle. He might be safe. He might be safe. We'll see a couple different camera angles here. Kind of a weird, I mean, look, I know it's slow-mo, but kind of an interesting move here by Moore just with how he applied the tag. It might end up being safe here. We'll see. Appreciate the follow, by the way. I see a couple of y'all just followed. When Garcia was called, I knew the lead was gone. Yup. 0-5 since Garcia came back. At this point, I mean, it's a little poetic. I don't know how coincidental or non-coincidental it is, but it's hurtful. Dolly comes back. Rangers promptly can't win a game. Runner is safe. Runner is safe. It felt like a bad tag from Dylan Moore. I really don't understand what he was thinking. I almost feel like he was expecting or anticipating something that never ended up coming. You just need to put the tag down quick, man. If somebody puts a good slide on you, so be it. But you just felt like he was getting a little too cute with the tag there. John, we are. Look, I said it, and I said it could be Texas. That's the one thing that I did say. I said many times throughout the last 2 weeks that every September there is a team that completely collapses. And I said, I hope it's the Mariners. I hope it's the Astros. I hope it's the Red Sox. It looks like it's Texas, the team that has completely collapsed. And I hate to be right about that and throwing that out there. I definitely didn't predict it, but I hate that it ends up coming true. But there is a team that just always collapses in this month. And unfortunately, it was the Rangers. Bad baseball. See y'all next season. Trent, hope you'll come back a little bit here and there, brother, but I get it. Comeback, not likely, Adrian, but we'll watch it. We'll stick it out. Swolger, I'm with you. Losing 5 straight is just wild. I mean, look, they might find a way here, but the whole thing is just crazy, and it makes it all the more depressing. It just doesn't even make sense. Harry, that's true. They were really touting, and this is one of the best defenses in baseball. They've saved, I believe, the most runs in baseball in terms of team defense. And it's not what you've seen tonight, man. It is not what you've seen tonight. Yeah, IDK, I think that is definitely a silver lining. With a straight-up collapse like this, you are going to see changes. I still think even if the Rangers found a way to get into October, which I know is crazy talk right now, let's say the Rangers found a way to make it to the postseason. I still don't think that they would just do nothing. I don't think that getting into the postseason is going to give anyone a get-out-of-jail-free card. Even if they make the postseason, I still believe Adolis is gone. I still believe Heim is gone. I do not think that even a postseason appearance is giving anybody a free pass. I think they could win the World Series, and they probably would still get rid of Jonah Heim and Adolis Garcia. I don't think there's really any question there. I think that they would say thank you for a second World Series. See you guys later. You got lucky. I don't think that at all those guys are going to have any shot at being back in 2026. What are my thoughts on the Astros sweeping and keeping the silver boot? Depressing. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for there, but depressing. Sucks. And just kind of like the first out of this inning. And looks like Duran is going to be just safe. He tags up there. It was a close play, but he makes his way to third base. Great throw. Outstanding throw there by Myers, man. He did the janitor throw, and that was a beautiful toss. Can't do it much better than that. Beyond maybe putting it in the air, you cannot do much better than that. That's a close play. Very nice throw. All right, Berger up to bat right now. He's going to take ball one. Yeah, not a great pitch that Moore swung at, not a great pitch that got called on Dylan Moore. That was a very generous call on number 2. And honestly, it changes the whole at bat. Now, the pitch he swung at, that was right down the middle. But strike 1 on that AB from Dylan Moore, yeah, that was a terrible call. Terrible. Swolger, well said. Somebody is going to have to pay for wasting the best pitching staff in baseball. Bullpen and relief pitching. Yeah, that is something I know a lot of people have talked about. How is Smith still leadoff? They were actually talking about it on DLLS. Radigan and Wilson were talking about it, and they were like, well, who do you put there? Honestly, guys, that can't be the best excuse. The best excuse for why Smith is still hitting leadoff can't be because you don't have anybody else. Dude, you've got 8 other guys. I'm sorry. You've got 8 other guys. Berger's going to get the run home here, by the way. 6-4 now. Not that it's going to matter very much, but Rangers make it a 2-run deficit. I didn't get that take at all from them. Like, who else are you going to put? Bro, you got 8 other guys. Like, literally anybody. And I know that they kind of talked about, well, no one really profiles as a leadoff hitter. Josh Smith doesn't profile as a leadoff hitter. So don't even get me started on the Josh Smith leadoff stuff. I do not get at all the theory of, well, we don't really have anybody else. Yes, you do. You got 8 other guys. Anybody, I think, could be a better leadoff hitter. And it does matter. I didn't like kind of the brush off. I think Jeff was kind of saying in so many words. And by the way, I like Radigan and I like Wilson. I'm not trying to trash those guys, but, we don't agree on everything. But the argument on the leadoff hitter was it's not really that important. Like, you lead off like one time in the game, and that's it. And I kind of push back on that a little bit. When you're the leadoff hitter, you get the most at-bats on the team. Why are you giving the most at-bats on the team to a guy that is probably one of your worst hitters right now? That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Josh Smith needed to be moved out of the leadoff spot probably about a month ago. And the Rangers, to a couple of y'all, your credit on Bochy and the stubbornness, that's a big reason why Josh Smith is still leadoff after all this time. By the way, Jock Peterson in a 3-1 count. Need a runner. Need a base runner here. Hey, appreciate the gift, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate the generosity. Means a lot. Whew. Jock Peterson is going to take called strike 2. Probably was ball 4. That's just how this game is going. Yeah, that's a ridiculous call. Definitely one that Jock should have been rewarded with. That pitch is a couple inches, 2-3 inches below the zone. Unfortunate. Let's see if the ball don't lie here. Jock's going to foul one off here. 96-mile-an-hour pitch. Middle out. Down to your last strike. ABS challenge will be nice. That was a call that is going to not be dealt with at all for next year, meaning you're not going to have to worry about bad calls like that. Jock would be on first base right now. He's going to foul off another one. Hard slap hit down the left field line. Yeah, ABS is definitely needed. I mean, that Jock is standing on first base with ABS right now. And Dylan Moore probably is in a nice 2-0 favorable count instead of 1-1. I mean, 2-0 and 1-1, there's a big difference between those two. Jock battling, he's hanging tough right now. Yeah, John, I'm interested to see scorecard. I'm definitely interested. Man, I'll tell you what, if the Rangers don't find a way here, it's going to be tough to get the storylines rolling for this team the rest of the way. Jock is going to take ball 4, so there's life. Adolis Garcia, big chance here. Can Dolly come through with the big knock to win this one? Or, excuse me, to tie this one up? Sure would be nice. We got a bunch of kids, the few fans left, trying to rally them on. Jock on first base. Sole runner for Texas here with 2 outs. Dolly's going to take ball 1. Caden, I think that is going to be a big question. A couple of y'all brought it up. Why weren't we sack bunting with Cody Freeman? Why did we allow Cody Freeman to hit there? Yeah, I think it's a legitimate question. Dolly's going to take a pitch right down the pipe. Looked like a pretty good home run pitch, but not what Dolly was looking for there. This pretty quintessential Rangers AB. Oh, that's the pitch he wanted. That's the pitch he wanted. He didn't want the pitch right down the middle. He wanted the pitch that was about a foot outside to roll over to third base on. Got it. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Let's spit on the pitch right down the middle. Let's go ahead and swing at the pitch a foot off the plate. Great strategy, buddy. Great strategy. Game over. Let's get the broadcast off here. All right, y'all. We've been going an hour and 20. There's not a lot left to say about this team, but I'll end on this note. This has been, I think, one of the most disappointing seasons I've ever watched in all of my years, probably my 30 years cheering on this team. I think it's because there was so much promise and there was so much talent on this team. And the pitching, to your guys' credit, you brought up the point about pitching. It was so good. DeGrom, Evo, Mahle, Jack Leiter at times. Merrill Kelly had some good outings for us. I know that last outing out on Monday or Tuesday was not great. Bullpen, one of the best bullpens in the game. And you waste it. And now you drop back to 5 games out with 8 games left. I don't see a path for the Rangers to make the postseason. If they do, I will love to eat crow. And everybody that didn't give up on them with 8 games left, 5 games out of a playoff spot, you guys can be right. And I will gladly eat a big old plate of crow. But I don't see it. I don't see it. This team does not have what it takes. And you don't hear this stuff from me very often, guys. I'm always glass half full. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to drop a game like this to the Marlins. A must-win game, and this is the performance that you put out there. I think that you need to really recalibrate at a number of different positions next year. We had a lot of time to talk about it before opening day next year. We got a lot of time. And we will. We'll start in October. I've already got plans for off-season stuff, topics I want to talk about with you guys, angles we're going to take, free agents we're going to explore. We're going to be doing all that. We're going to look at the internal guys, the internal options that the Rangers have. But you cannot roll out Jonah Heim. You cannot roll out Adolis Garcia again. I think Josh Young, regardless of some of the pop you've seen from him here and there, Josh Young cannot go into 2026 with his spot locked down either. The Rangers need to have open tryouts at multiple positions. And look, I think Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford are going to be locked in to their spots. I think Marcus Semien and Corey Seager are going to be locked in. I really think catcher, first base, third base, right field should 1,000% be open tryouts, open competition. I don't see any reason why Jake Berger, Josh Young, catching. I mean, Higgy's going to be around next year, but Higgy should not be your primary catcher. He's not good enough behind the plate. And the one thing he is really good at, framing, becomes less valuable next year with ABS. Doley, I don't care if he wants to stay in Arlington or not, unless he's taking a $2 million deal, $3 million deal. You shouldn't be touching Adolis Garcia's contract. Adolis Garcia is not worth more than a few $1 million a year. With the way that he plays the game, I don't care about the defense. I would not be willing to pay Adolis more than $3 or $4 million. I wouldn't, and I don't think he's going to accept that. And I think another team will probably pay him more, and at that point you say, see you later, buddy. We don't need another season of Adolis Garcia. I love Doley. I hate to have this discussion on the way out because of how much he means to the franchise. 2023, the entire run he went on, it's magical. You don't love having these conversations, but Adolis does not need to be anywhere near this roster. 2026 starts up. Jonah Heim, same thing. I think everybody else, Josh Young's going to be on the roster. The question is, is he going to get traded, or do you potentially have him maybe as a guy that is going to be somebody you mix in here and there, but you have other guys that fill the spot too? I don't know. I personally would not go into 2026. Josh Young's my third baseman. Jake Berger's my first baseman. I think you got to do a whole lot better than that. I really do. I've got a lot more to say. A lot more to say. But at the same time, I think that right now we got to let this one sit. It hurts. I'm in mourning right now. We stuck it through with this team for 154 games. And this is what they do to us in game 154. It's just sad. It's just sad. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Ethan, thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Bob, appreciate you. Good to see you, buddy. Ben, it's been bad. It has been bad. Rowdy Tellez has definitely been special. He's been special at times. I'm not okay right now. Definitely not okay, keyboard. Not okay. Look, I'm going to be back tomorrow, and tomorrow I'm going to have a lot more to say. I think it's going to be a different mentality tomorrow, a different approach. I think we need to start moving forward. I'm not sitting around trying to call these games like the Rangers still have this crazy chance left. I don't think that they do. I will be happy to be wrong. But you're going to see a little bit of a tone shift in the show. I'm going to get my thoughts together. I've already shared a few with you. I think the Rangers need some big wholesale changes next year. But here's what I want. Here's what I want to ask of you guys. Just like me, I know some of y'all are diehards. Let's ride this one out. I know it's painful to watch at times. Maybe we'll get some special at the end of the year, some good moments. But come hang out. This is a great community of people, a good group of people. We got football tomorrow. We're going to be talking some college football. Sunday, we'll be talking NFL. We'll also be talking about the Rangers. Come hang out. Come hang out, seriously. Y'all got to bear with me. I know I'm not my usual chipper self. I think you can understand with the season essentially over for Texas, dropping this one. Out 5 games. I don't see it happening. 8 games left, 5 games out. I don't see it. Let us grieve this one. Let us mourn this one. And the sun will come up tomorrow. But this is a tough night. One that I did not want to deal with on a Friday, playing the Marlins at home. Just hurts, man. Just hurts. Appreciate all y'all hanging. 3% went much lower today. Yup. Seager, I don't even think you bring back Seager at this point. Why bring back Seager or Simeon? I don't know. They probably will come back, but I really don't know why you would. Why would you rush anybody back from injury? You're out 5 games with 8 left. Really no reason to. Yep. Seager, Simeon, DeGrom, Evaldi are long in the tooth. We gave up a lot of our farm this year. We did. We're going to talk about that. The Merrill Kelly trade is looking pretty bad right now. Pretty bad. Corniel is getting the start tomorrow. There you go. That'll be interesting. Eddie, I'm with you. John, I don't think Bochy's going to go. But look, changes have to be made. I don't think Bochy's going to be going. Not saying that it's the best decision. I have said I don't think that you're going to get a lot greener grass with Bruce Bochy leaving and getting somebody new. I don't think the grass is going to get a whole lot greener, but the Rangers need changes. And I hope to see that next year. A lot for us to talk about this offseason. Bob, we'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Chase, we do. It's just not even worth it. I'd love to hear it, but Bochy probably isn't giving a presser tonight. I know he didn't give one the other night. I have no clue why you're not bunting there. But that's just the season. It makes no sense. Honestly, this season makes no sense. All right, y'all. Look, I love you guys. I appreciate all the support that you guys have given the show. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be in a better mood. Hopefully, college football is good stuff. I got a game coaching my middle school guys. Some of y'all know I'm a football coach. I coach baseball as well. Hopefully we have a good game tomorrow. We'll watch a little college football, watch some Rangers with a little bit of a different mentality. We'll come back ready for a good show. I got a couple angles I want to share with you guys. I want to hear from you too. Hope you'll come back. Tomorrow's game, by the way, look, no real use previewing at this point. But tomorrow's game, Saturday's game, we have got a start time of 4:05 my time. It'll be 6:05 Texas time. So 6:05 Texas time, game time tomorrow. Mazer against Corniel, apparently. Here we go. All right, y'all. Hey, by the way, if you're still hanging out, if you haven't hit that follow button yet, hit that follow button, whether you're on YouTube or TikTok. Look, this is what we do. We hang out, we talk ball. It'll be a little more football this weekend, but we'll finish out this Rangers season. Thank you so much for all the support. Give a couple double taps, couple likes on the way out. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for all the comments. Help keep the show fresh. Rangers didn't get it done tonight. Season is all but over. But you know what? Rain or shine, we support the team we love. And we will be back tomorrow doing just that. Hope you guys have a great rest of the Friday night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.